police on the hunt for suspects behind a drive-by shooting incident in Reiger Park, east of Johannesburg. It's where, of course, the lives of 6 people were claimed and 3 others were also left injured yesterday. Let's cross to Mbalenhle Mthethwa to get a little bit more on the situation as more information is unearthed. Mbalenhle, good morning. Perhaps with the information at your disposal at this hour, what has transpired? There's obviously we're looking for suspects. Have they been apprehended? What communication has been issued by SABC at large at this hour?
Well, certainly what we can say is that police are on the lookout for that particular individual, those responsible for the incident. But we are speaking to residents as to what happened or what they heard. Some of them might be witnesses or they've just heard about the incident. How do you feel about what happened and what did you hear?
This is very sad what happened last night, because it's all young children that died last night. We were sitting inside the house and the next thing we just heard gunshots going off. As we were trying to come outside to see what's happening, then there was more gunshots and we had to run back. And then at the end of the day, we just heard that there's so many bodies lying outside. We couldn't even go and see what was happening because the gunshots keep on going off all the time. So now this morning everything is so tense here in Reiger Park. Everybody is so sad about what's happening, but I just hope that something can be done about this.
And in terms of what was happened, what do you think sparked the shootout? Was there a party? What was happening? Or were people just standing outside?
I don't remember that there was any party or anything going on. It's like this was a plain thing maybe, but it just came out of nowhere, as I can say.
And when you say that things are tense right now, what would you like to see happening? And what is your call to maybe law enforcement officials to try and protect you as ordinary residents so you don't get caught up in all of this?
We would like to see action. We would like to see police all over the place. We don't have to call the police all the time to say this and this is happening. The police need to be all over in Reiger Park, since they know that this is a area where there's always violence and stuff like that. They need to be all over the place all the time.
And when you say it's young people, do you know how old they are, maybe around what age? And do you perhaps know what might have sparked the shootouts?
I really don't know what sparked the shootout, but I'm very sure they must be as young as 19 years old and upwards.
Very, very sad. I mean, a life cut really short, you know. At this point, if you say the situation is tense, is it because people are saddened by what happened, or are you concerned that the violence might escalate?
I will say the people is sad about what happened, because even me myself, I'm very sad of what happened, because I'm thinking about the children's family. The mothers that died last night, they got children, they got grandchildren, and they also died in this incident. And so I think everybody is sad about that.
Thank you so much for your time. The ward councillor that we have been waiting for has arrived. Hi, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us. I know it's been a very long night for you, and you are quite emotional at this point, and you were emotional even when we were speaking over the phone. But, ma'am, if you can, just talk us through what happened and what do you think sparked this violence that we saw taking place last night?
Good morning. My name is Edith Claassen. I'm the ward councillor for Reiger Park. You know, there was a shooting last week, and I think it stems from there, because I cannot put my head to it as to what was the actual cause of this whole massacre, because in this shooting innocent people died, you know. I mean, 3 women passed on, mothers, daughters, it's somebody's mother, and even the guys that died, the guy that died down this road here is a foreigner. I don't even think he realized he was at the wrong place, the wrong time, you know.
Is this an area that's prone to drug battles? And do you perhaps suspect that this might have been as a result of one group retaliating after a shooting that happened just the other week?
I think so. I'm actually glad that Kevin is also here. You know, Kevin is our paramedic in Reiger Park with the chaplaincy, and he ran around like a mad person between bodies. I mean, it's not right. Whatever sparked this off, I cannot even tell you now. But I'm sure it's a gang thing. It's a drug thing. Because what else can it be? But I also want to show the community today that the police is on it. It's not local. The task force is coming in, the gang unit is coming in, so everybody is on it. The case is not with Reiger Park. So people of Reiger Park, I just want to assure you that the case is in good hands. And something will happen, because I think that's the concern of the residents, you know, is the fact that when the cases get to courts, there's always a lack of evidence. But I think this is one too much for Reiger Park. You know, we had a case last year whereby 3 youngsters were shot, and people are still inquiring about that case. So I think the justice system should really look into how they do things, and the people on the ground that doesn't know law, we need to inform them. We need to educate them, because there's such a lot of questions and there's such a lot of blame with regards to the justice system. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But I think not only the community, even the people that helped, because last night the residents was on the ground. You know, they were running around, they were screaming, they were crying, they called, and that was just counselor. And I don't blame them for that, you know, because there was an operation yesterday in Tembisa when all this happened. There was a swift response, because the Member of Parliament, Michelle Peters, also phoned the Premier's office. And I think based on that, and that's just me saying, based on that, there was more people that reacted last night. It was so full, yeah. Everybody just came to see if it's not their loved ones, if it's not their families, out of concern, you know. So I think we need to do something. We need to do something in this country. This morning I'm so fed up that I feel the justice system has completely failed us as a people. And I'm not talking about color, I'm talking as a people. Because this does not only happen in the colored communities, it happens all over. But yes, law enforcement needs to upgrade whatever they're doing. I see you chiming me, but I just had to say it, because it is important that we look at the people on the ground. This is our people. And for too long this has been going on. For too long we've been picking up youngsters in Reiger Park. It's been since, I think it was 2020. If I can count, it's over 100 youngsters that died. Youngsters that did not even live their lives. So to me is something needs to happen, and the justice system has to come in. Thank you so much.
Thank you. There you have it. That is the ward councillor. I seem to have lost comms to studio, so I'll just hand back to you in studio.
Mbalenhle Mthethwa, thank you. Of course, you're on the scene there. Police on the hunt for suspects behind a drive-by shooting. That incident in Reiger Park, east of Johannesburg, which have claimed the lives of 6 people, left 3 others injured. Perhaps I'm just looking at how that death toll, in fact, might go up to about 15, but we're still awaiting confirmation and more developments as that story unfolds. An emotional Reiger Park ward councillor says she believes yesterday's shooting that left 6 people dead, 3 others injured yesterday, may be gang-related. Now, such talk comes as police on the hunt for suspects behind a drive-by shooting incident in Reiger Park, east of Johannesburg. SABC News reporter Mbalenhle Mthethwa spoke to residents just a little earlier on. This is what they had to say.
There was a shooting last week, and I think it stems from there, because I cannot put my head to it as to what was the actual cause of this whole massacre, because in this shooting innocent people died, you know. I mean, 3 women passed on, mothers, daughters, It's somebody's mother. And even the guys that died, the guy that died down this road here is a foreigner. I don't even think he realized he was at the wrong place, the wrong time, you know.
Is this an area that's prone to drug battles, and do you perhaps suspect that this might have been as a result of one group retaliating after a shooting that happened just the other week?
I think so. I'm actually glad that Kevin is also here. You know, Kevin is our paramedic in Reiger Park with the chaplaincy, and he ran around like a mad person between bodies. I mean, it's not right. Whatever sparked this off, I cannot even tell you now. But I'm sure it's a gang thing. It's a drug thing. Because what else can it be? But I also want to assure the community today that the police is on it. It's not local. The task force is coming in. The gang unit is coming in. So everybody is on it. The case is not with Reiger Park. So people of Reiger Park, I just want to assure you that the case is in good hands. And something will happen, because I think that's the concern of the residents, you know, is the fact that when the cases get to courts, there's always a lack of evidence. But I think this is one too much for Reiger Park.
Well, let's see more reactions. It's crossed back to our reporter Mbalenhle Mthethwa, who is in Reiger Park. Mbalenhle, earlier on we spoke to you, and these were the sentiments echoed by the ward councillor. And do you have other developments? What else has transpired?
Well, we moved from where we were, and we have come to the scene of the incident that took place, that very tragic incident that has been described as a massacre by the ward councillor, as you have heard her emotional plea for law enforcement to come and assist and intervene in the issue and the challenges that are being faced by residents here in Reiger Park. Now, cleanup operations are underway, and bloodstains are being covered with soil right behind me. But I'm also joined by one of the first responders, not necessarily a ward councillor, but a paramedic who was trying to save the lives of those who were shot yesterday. Thank you so much, Kevin, for taking the time to speak to us. I'm sure you are very familiar with this very street, and as you can see, the bloodstains that are being covered, but you saw everything. Talk to us about what happened and what was going through your mind when you were going from one body to the next.
So, good morning, everybody. Thank you for your listeners. So when we arrived on scene, I first went to the first boy that was shot. When I got there, he was already deceased. There was another lady with him that was shot. And that lady, they put her in a car and they transported to hospital. Unfortunately, she later died in hospital. Later on, we went to another guy that's a foreigner, and when I got to him, he also was shot dead. I came back to another scene. There was another boy there, and that boy was also unfortunately shot dead. We came back to this scene where you can see they are still busy cleaning up here, where the two ladies were shot. This ladies was shot executional style. Both of them gunshot head, and they passed away on scene. That's how horrific the scenes was. So there was another boy here that was shot in the abdo. We treated him and we sent him to hospital. While we were busy here, we went back to the other scene. There was a security guard. I was standing right behind him, and he was also shot in the foot. So this is basically, I can say, some mass shooting that happened last night in Reiger Park. This is really, really horrific. It's sad that we have to lose young people in our communities. You know, when a young person dies, a whole generation is lost. And this is what's happening in our community. And we ask that law enforcement can come in, they can be on the ground. We want crime intelligence to be on ground 24/7 in this community, so that these perpetrators can be arrested.
There you have it, community members calling for perpetrators to be arrested. I'm stepping out of the shot deliberately just to bring you shots and these very sad, heartbreaking, heart-wrenching scenes of family members, community members covering the bloodstains, washing off the bloodstains of those who lost their lives here. And as you've heard, the people who were shot in the street were shot execution style. Very heartbreaking. It's back to you in studio.